Alright guys, I think we are live with a Throwback Thursday. We originally had planned on going live at 6:30, but we had a uploading error with our video. It did not get uploaded. I thought it was uploaded. So for those of you who watch our TTM video today, basically it just got uploaded before we hit the live button to go live. So we got a kind of fun-filled, somewhat not really fun, but it is looking at some history in the life of Junior Johnson. I know quite a bit about Junior. What's up, Josh? Looks like you're the only one here so far, man. We got a lot to cover. A lot of things that I wanted to bring up and mention and talk about with Junior. And I've got some items to the side over here that we're going to look at, some cards, stuff that I've actually gotten signed by Junior, some stories. No, I'm not really late. Honestly, it was a uploading error. Our video didn't get uploaded until just now, and I seen it, so I went ahead and uploaded it for those people that watch it. Then they'll come into the stream maybe because I mentioned it at the end. But like I said, we're going to be talking about Junior Johnson tonight, and I think it'll be pretty fun. I got some video clips that I want to show, and hopefully, I don't think NASCAR is going to kick it out because some of it isn't even related to NASCAR. Only one video is, but honestly, the first video we'll show is, I'm looking at it on the screen, somebody re-uploaded it. Oh, you watched it really quick. Gotcha. It was only a couple minutes. I mean, it wasn't long, so but we're going to give a brief rundown. We are going to talk about some NASCAR Heat 4. We're going to bring up the Triad Racing preview. No, not many people around here gonna, that watches me is gonna be going to it, but why not mention it? Chris Cook says, can't stay, I'm live too. LOL, drop the like and sharing, much love. Appreciate it, man, appreciate it. We also got 3 more of these blasters that we're going to look at. Showing the TTM for those people that didn't watch or don't get to watch. We'll show that later. But the first thing that I wanted to talk about is the 2020 Triad Racing preview. I haven't really talked about it much, but it was on the back of this Randy Myers thing, which is Bert and Jason and Gary's. It's a 4th generation kind of deal. They're cousins with Chocolate Myers and them. So the 2020 Triad Racing preview will take place on Saturday, February the 29th, 2020 at the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Education Center or building from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Like I said, I've went to this. I think this is the 4th year they've done this. Honestly, in my opinion, the first year was the best year. I mean, always when you have something, the first one's going to be the best, even in movies or anything, in my opinion. That's the way it usually runs. But if you're interested, there's your information. Kind of maybe you can read through the autograph on the other side. But you can go to wsfairgrounds.com for more information and details on the event. Also visit the same website. As of now, I know they got Rex White coming and some other Hall of Famer legends of the Madhouse. The big autograph session will take place from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Many vintage race cars, current Triad area drivers, and their cars will be including champions from Bowman Gray Stadium, Ace Speedway, PRA Tours, North Wilkesboro, Farmington Dragway, as well as others. Live auction and racing memorabilia and much more. Give them a like on Facebook at Triad Racing Previews to track our list of drivers attending. So, I mean, it might be somebody out there that will watch this later on and say, hey, I want to go to that. I've got my nose running, guys. I do apologize doing that on the stream. But Jesus, like it all of a sudden just started running. But if you're interested, there you go. 2020 Triad Racing Preview. I know I'm going. So, really excited. A lot of guys do come to that. Like I said, Bobby, Donnie, Glenn Wood once came to that. I remember Leonard and the 2 boys came. Rex White, Jerry Cook. A lot of NASCAR Hall of Famers have came to that event, and I've met them. and we'll be filming there. So, like I said, tonight's real topic as to why you guys are here, and that is Junior Johnson. We will be getting to that in just a second. Also, special announcement, NASCAR Heat 4 will be back this Monday. Guys, we had promised it this Monday. I had a lot going on, and I wasn't able to get on to play this past Monday. I pushed it to Tuesday, and then like a dummy, I didn't think, and register, hey, Tuesday night was New Year's Eve night, and I didn't figure we were just going to have too many people here anyways. So I just called it off for this week. I was going to do it on Wednesday, and then I was like, nah, I'm not going to do it. So we're just pushing it off to this Monday, and we'll get back to it. Real big news is coming really soon about the 2020 season. I've got a special video that I made up for that, and I'll be posting that in a couple weeks from now. But we'll get to that at a later date. But like I said, Monday at 6 o'clock, we're back with the Dirt Series. Really have enjoyed that little mini series too. I think it's been fun. But I am anticipated about this 2020 deal that I'm doing, where we run each week like they run, and just see how it works out. I'm sure some of you enjoy it too, so we'll do that as well. Let's see what else we got to do. Oh, the TTM, for those of you who didn't catch the video, we'll go ahead and show it here. Some of you might be coming in and have seen it. I know Josh said he did. But we got one back, and it was stamped. Let's see if I can do this where I don't show my address here on the screen. It was stamped Atlanta Metro. I don't know yet, honestly, Josh. I think what we're going to do, I'm going to put, what I'm hoping for is that they put the 2020 update before we do this. And because I don't want to start, honestly, I don't want to start the season and then them come out with the update and us not be able to go back. I don't want to be running like 3 races and then they have the update, because I want to run with the 2020 update. But I think what I'm going to do is we might do like a wheel or have Grayson. I'm saying Matt D in the 21. Good idea. But I'm thinking what we'll do is just do it random. Kind of a random deal. Put all the numbers in a hat. Maybe draw one out. Whichever one we draw out. Or process of elimination. Spin a wheel or something. We'll come up with it. But that would be cool, Matt D. But we got a TTM back, like I was saying, 1/2/20, our first one for this year. For those of you who haven't seen the video, it just literally got uploaded before I went on. But I was really happy, and it was kind of a spoiler. I was trying to be excited about it, not, pre-open it like I usually do. But honestly, it was a dead giveaway when I opened it up for those of you who watched. As soon as I opened up, I seen this. It said, "Daniel, you're welcome, Bill." And I had speculated even before I even opened it that it was either going to be Chase Elliott or Bill Lester, because I've sent to both of those, and they're in the Atlanta area. So we got back from Bill Lester, like I said in the video. If y'all want to actually go watch that video whenever, y'all can do that too. But we got back from him. He was a Bill Davis driver, and his hometown is Oakland, California, but now he is in Atlanta. I don't know what he's doing down there, or what he's got going on. But we also got this one signed. He has good handwriting. I know, right? That's pretty decent handwriting, and he has cursive. Honestly, the guy writes classic cursive, and you can read his name. He drove the 22, and it seemed like I mentioned it. I think that he also drove in the Busch Series, and I want to say he started in the Cup Series one race, but I could totally be off on that, and I should be better off on stating something like that before I say it. But there's that one. Some of these you can tell where they were together. He just stuck them back together, and then they kind of bled through them. Some of them, they got little marks, but that one was the same one as before. And then I like this die cut. This is honestly all the Bill Lester cards that I have. So past these right here, that is it. I like that die cut though. So we got 5 from him, and we're already starting out on a good note with 1 return. And see, honestly, if we were trying to shoot for 365 returns, we would be on our goal, because you kind of can't count the first. But I was super happy about that. Hopefully we'll be getting in. I'm going to send to Larson really soon too. I'll go ahead and show you guys this, and then we'll get going with the actual reason why we're here. I'm going to send to Larson, and I've got these cards right here picked out that I'm going to send to him. We got that one, that car image, this one, and then a 2019 Prism. Look at that thing shining. So we'll be doing those off real soon. I honestly want to get some more out. I've been saying it and saying it and saying it, but I haven't done it yet. So we've got 4 people here. Who all is here? I know Josh is here because he's chatting. Who else is here that's watching or, you know, kind of listening in? If you could let us know, it would be cool. Also, tomorrow, me and Roger are headed down to Lionel. We're getting Wave 10, guys. We're going to have some Wave 10 preview coming real soon on the channel, too. That's not even been released yet until today it was released. But they're making you buy it by the case today. I talked to one of the people down there, and they said that most likely tomorrow they would have the stuff where you could buy it individually. But I'm honestly considering buying a case and picking up some other items as well while we're in there. Maybe they'll have some decent clearance. I don't know. We'll have to check. But it's kind of going to have to be one of those things where we just go there and come back. I don't think we're going to have much time to do anything else. But we're going to go ahead and move on. I'm trying to get my editor up here. All right. Let's see. I can do this right here. Trying to figure this out. I'm having some problems here. There we go. It should come up now. There we go. We got our Junior Johnson 1931 to 2019. Jared is here. Why is that flashing? Do y'all see it? Is it flashing? It's literally flashing. I don't understand why that's happening. See if we can fix that. That's kind of annoying. We may take it off, honestly. And I know it says 2019. Yeah, it's flashing. We got to do something about that. That's kind of annoying. We might just delete it altogether. Let's see if we move it. What will happen? I moved it. Grammy is here. That's awesome. Alright, so we moved it up. But I still see no... We're getting that off of there. I mean, it looks cool on there, but if it's going to sit there and do that, it's got to go. Alright. I mean, that would annoy me. But we've got some stuff that I want to talk about. There we go. We got it off. Sorry about that. It wasn't doing it earlier. But, like I said, tonight's show is mainly based towards Junior Johnson and his life and stuff. And like I said, I've had the privilege of meeting him several times. And honestly, he has, to me, a special place in my heart because he was one of the first autos that I ever got in person. And we'll get to that later on, and we'll talk about it. But what I wanted to start off with tonight's show would be his induction speech. It's only 7 minutes, guys. It would be awesome for you guys to sit here and kind of watch it with me. If you've seen it, you've seen it. If you haven't, maybe it'll be something on here that'll, you know, you'll learn something. So, guys, we're going to do that. We're going to watch his induction speech. It's only 7 minutes. I promise it's not long. And then we'll move on and start talking about him some more. So, here we go. We're going to flip this around. And
really my honor and privilege to induct my dad, Junior Johnson, into the NASCAR Hall of Fame and present this Hall of Fame inductee ring. I love you, Dad.
Well, I was up here with 2, now by myself. You know, I've come along with a lot of people that I've had, you know, things that didn't go right between us and stuff like that. But talking about Bill Jr. Me and him was every week we was in a class or something other. Then when that was over with, we was the best friends you ever been with anybody. You know, he'd invite you to go out to get a sandwich or something other. But I have to say that what he meant to the sport and what he brought to the table, it didn't make no difference if you was right or wrong. It was his way. And he didn't try to make you believe what he thought. He'd just tell you what he wasn't going to do this, or he wasn't going to do that, or he would do it, and stuff like that. Big Bill, I always had a good relationship with him also. In fact, I've had relationships where I would tell him that I'd hear somebody was wanting to get into racing and stuff of that nature and sponsor, you know, the races and stuff, and I'd tell him about it, and he'd go get them. And I was all time dealing with the motor companies, and he needed the motor companies in the sport. If I got into them where I could get stuff to do what I need to do to race, I'd tell him he needed to go court them a little bit and bring the whole thing in. And we did that on several people. Ford, General Motors. I never did work with Chrysler. That was Richard Petty's stuff, and I didn't fool with it. But I had Oldsmobile, Pontiac, and all them people that I could go talk to and get them to do stuff for the sport. And helping France along in his side of the way. When I was first starting to driving, I'd just run a race or two, and then I'd, get back into my whiskey business and make the money that I need to run another race or two, And one time I was down in Atlanta, and I was at the Holiday Inn, and I hadn't raced in 3 or 4 races. And Big Bill come out and sat down at his table. I just sat down and ordered my breakfast, and they just set it on the table. And he come over and sat down and said, "Junior, I want to talk to you. I want you to run all the races, and you're committed to run all the races." And I sat there and thought a minute, and I looked down at my plate, and I had bacon and eggs on my plate. I said, "No, Bill, I ain't committed to racing. For instance, I'll tell you how it worked. And look at my plate when I'm telling you. I said, the hen that laid that egg was involved. The hog that bacon come off from was committed." And, every time I'd see him from then on, he said, "Are you committed or are you involved?" Sometimes he'd catch me cheating, and I told him, I said, "Now I'm just involved, I ain't committed." He'd burn me up and let me go, and I'd take off and do something else. It was not hardly to rules and stuff, but I had a great relationship with both of them. It was not, I was trying to, fight down.
All right, we'll see you later, Grammy. Appreciate it.
As much as I could. I gave more to racing than I think I got out of it. I'll tell you the honest God truth, because, he's talking about like this race you run here yesterday, last night really. Me and Jerry Long and Ralph Cigarettes, we'd meet once a week out at Staley Steakhouse. And Jerry was he was kind of gung-ho type person that wanted to do something special for racing. And he'd get me and Ralph out there, and both of them would get about 2/3 high, and I'd sit there and, argue with him. And he wanted us to come in with something other would excite racing and stuff. And me and Ralph figured out, we just kept talking about it.
This was 2010 when he got inducted, the actual inaugural induction ceremony.
Me and Ralph and Jerry Long. And like going to New York. We was down at Daytona, and the air conditioning went out in the plaza up there where we was at. And Jerry was sitting there, and he pulled his coat off, and he was sweating like it was hot, really, when the air conditioning went off. And I said, Jerry, let's move this place somewhere or another where we got air conditioning. He said, y'all come up with a place, and we'll move it. And that's how we got to the New York, Waldorf Astoria. And that's a true story also. So I thought it helped racing, and it took us a lot farther in the sport to be in New York. If you want to promote anything, you really need to go to New York to do it. Because I just been up there promoting my whiskey in New York, got a great audience, and I think I'm going to do pretty good with it, to tell you the truth. But in all respect, my family over here, and Lisa and Meredith and Robert, is the greatest thing ever happened to me. But being inducted into this Hall of Fame, it could never done anything that I appreciate anymore. With that, I just thank you, and I'm glad to be a part of this Hall of Fame. Thank you.
So, guys, I mean, let me get this light back on. I think, you know, he honestly was well-deserved to be in the inaugural class. And, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that Junior Johnson did throughout his career as a driver, as a team owner, and, you know, working on his team and everything, that I think, honestly, he was well-deserved to be in there with the inaugural class. Richard Petty, Bill Sr., Dale Sr., and all those guys that got inducted that year. My mind's just drawing blanks as to who was inducted, honestly, when I get put on the spot like that. But, you know, we're talking about somebody here that he actually discovered drafting. Not too long after they started racing at Daytona, he discovered it. And he figured out, you know, the logics of running up against, you know, somebody will take you faster down the raceway and make your lap times go down. So that was really, really cool. He had 50 wins, and he honestly went down as the driver who had the most wins without a championship too. I thought that was really ironic. That you know, that's an accomplishment that he never had. He had so many accomplishments, but he never won a championship. So I thought that was really cool too. You know, that he never won a championship. I think he should have won one with all those wins. You would think, hey, this guy would have won a championship, but he never did. I've got some cards here that I wanted to show you all. I just want to get this thing cleared up where we're not gonna be seeing it in the background. We'll turn it back on in a minute. I've got some more clips that I wanted to show as well before we get done with all this, and y'all will understand exactly what I mean by the clips as to why I'm showing them. But like I said, we've got some cards. I brought all my Junior Johnson cards out that I could find, and just to, you know, talk about them, share them with you all. Maybe y'all haven't seen some of these, and it'll be some cards that y'all haven't seen. We got a McDonald's card though here. I think they gave these out as a set, or maybe you would have to buy a meal and you would get a certain pack or something. I forgot what it was now, but these were done out in 1992. And right there you can see it says a living legend in American stock car racing as a driver. Junior Johnson dominated, winning 50 NASCAR races. By the age of 33 as an owner, his 135 wins and over 120 poles makes him the winningest owner in NASCAR history. So, like I said, he won 50 races, but never won a championship. I mean, how devastating would that be? Then we got one of these power teams. I think this is a Pro Set card from '94. And like I said, he owned his own team there. I believe Bill Elliott. Yep, Bill Elliott was driving for him that year. And if I'm not mistaken, I do believe he offered Alan Kawicki a spot on his team, and Alan turned him down, like in 91 or whatever. And then he took on, I believe it was Bill Elliott or either Jeff Bodine. One of the two. Anyways, this is a Max 91. And we'll get onto this card in a little bit too. I've actually got this one signed. I'll talk to you guys about that. That was his old wife, Flossie. Now, well, he's passed away. But his wife, when he passed, was named Lisa. If y'all want to go back and look at the writing on that stuff. Tracks 1993 on this one. And there he is with his headset on. One thing for sure, he was a car owner, but you would think he was part of the crew, just the way he would get out there and actually get involved, more so than these guys do today. I guess, you know, rules and stuff, how they're regulated, they're not able to do like they were back in the 80s and 90s and whatnot. This is another McDonald's set from 1992. I have the complete set. This is card 7 of 36 on the set. McDonald's All-Star Race Teams. I think you had to buy packs of these too. I can't remember how it was, but let's see. Moonshine and Whiskey Redneck says hi, Danny. And hello to you too as well. There's that one. Then we got a Finish Line from 1995. Brett Bodine also drove for him in the 11 car, the Lowe's. That was actually the original Lowe's sponsorship. It says, Brett, right here, it says, with drivers Jimmy Spencer and Bill Elliott finishing first and second in the 94 Diet 500 at Talladega. Enjoyed their first 1-2 since 85. Brett Bodine will pilot the 11 with Loy Allen driving the 27. So there you go. Then Jimmy Johnson came along. Well, Mike Skinner had it in the 31. And then Jimmy Johnson came along and just stole the show and stole the sponsorship right out from under RCR and all together. Here's a Trax Premium from 94. Nice card. Junior was really always a happy-going person every time I met him. I always, you know, joked around and really kind. And he honestly was kind of like Richard Petty. He wouldn't turn you down for an autograph if you wanted one every time I seen him anyways. There he is over the pit wall. This is from 92 Trax. And then we got some Finish Line Racing Pro Set cards from 93. 2 of these coming up. He was well involved with his team, that's for sure. And they were like the top dogs to beat back in the late 80s and early 90s. Especially when they had Bill Elliott. They were kind of somewhat unstoppable, in my opinion, and this was the era when they had Bill Elliott. Hutch Strickland also drove for him there for a little bit too. And Jimmy Spencer in the 27 McDonald's. I think that's from this card right here. There it is. I remember I used to play with that same exact car. I had the car and everything. So there's that. We're going to go back to another video. I want to talk to you all about something really quick before we go into it. Let me get this turned back on. Sorry guys if it's just boring tonight. It just is what it is. It's something I want to do, and you know, we're going to do it. So I mean, I really liked Junior a lot. He was really a nice guy, and like I said, the story goes back to Junior because he was honestly one of the first individuals that I ever got. What's up, Steve? Good to see you, man. So good to see you. I actually have your video pulled up down here. It says a thank you in the world's hottest peanut. I see it in the corner of my screen here. It's good to see Purple GT22 MKJ23's here. It's good to see you guys. But Junior Johnson, I've talked about it a lot, not on here, but I knew about it for the longest time. Never went up there, honestly. I mean, it's about Junior lives roughly about an hour and a half from me when he was living up in Wilkes County, near North Wilkesboro and stuff. But he would have breakfast up there, guys. If you legit wanted to drive down on a weekday and make sure you get there by 7 a.m., he would welcome you into the old shop, and literally you could sit down and have breakfast with the legend himself, Junior Johnson. How cool would that be to sit there and say, hey, I had breakfast with him? But you could legit do it back when he was in good health and was able to get around and stuff, because his health just has declined from the last year's 4th, to when he passed. I know last year, I'll go ahead and get to the video in just a second, but oh, y'all are just chatting. I'm seeing the chat light up, so that's what I was wondering what was going on. But anyways, like I said, you could have breakfast with him, and last year, I want to say it was like in July of last year. Let me grab my book and I'll tell you honestly when it was. I sent to Junior. Oh, here we go. No, it wasn't last year. I sent to Junior on 7/24 of 2018. So roughly 1.5 years ago. Well, now we're in 2020, but that doesn't count. Roughly about 1.5 years ago, I sent to him on that time. Harry the Hammer says Chris Cook raid. All right, we got people coming in from Chris Cook. Appreciate you guys coming in. But anyways, I'd sent to him because somebody had gotten back from him, and I said, hey, I'll take a stab at it. Well, I'm honestly now wishing I wouldn't have sent what I sent. I had a Cars 3, because Junior played in the Cars 3 movie, and we'll get to that in just a bit too. And Ryan Blaney had already signed the cover. And like a dummy, I sent it to Junior in hopes that he would send it back signed. Well, let's just say I lost out on that, and I think I had like a one ball card of him, and never seen it. Probably never will again. I mean, it is what it is, but I kind of lost out on the Ryan Blaney auto that I'd already gotten on the movie poster. It was just a slip cover from the movie. But it is what it is. I mean, you win some, you lose some. But I was almost one of the last people to get his auto, because I think the week before I sent, people had got back from him, and then after that, it was it, and he never signed anymore. So his health was just declining from then on forth. I know they had put him in a rest home there for a while, and I hate to see people like that go into a rest home. Anybody, honestly, and especially when their families don't go and see them. That's what ticks me off the most about stuff like that. If you're going to put your loved one in a rest home, at least go see them. I mean, we had some my granny's sisters and brothers and stuff like that. They would be put in a rest home, and they, their own family wouldn't go see them, but we would. So I mean, that's maybe I'm saying that, man. We call them old folks home up north, whatever. It's a rest home. It is what it is. That's northern talk. That's why I took care of my mom as hard as it was. And I send a special respect out to Purple for what he done for his mom. Very, very respectful. And I know it wasn't easy. I watched my mom take care of her parents the same way. And it's something that you won't ever, regret down the road. But on and off for the topic, and back to what we were talking about, you could go and legit have breakfast with Junior Johnson during the week. And this was when he was in good spirits and good health. And, like I said, after 2018, I don't think they've done this anymore. But I'm not sure on that, so don't quote me on it. But I got a little clip, and I think it's interesting for you guys to check this out. And these are some of the guys. And, he would just welcome you in, like legit. Any of us could just walk in and they would welcome you in, and you sit down and have breakfast. So here we go with this. Hope you guys enjoy it. It's a little clip.
Just
it won't
as
be
the
long.
crickets are starting to wind down a night's work, Junior Johnson's day is cranking up.
About anything you eat off my hog, we got it right here.
The NASCAR Hall of Famer is getting into gear early this morning at the controls of the stove, preparing a feast at his Yadkin County farm.
It's not your everyday run of food. We try to pick and find and get the best stuff.
That includes biscuits, eggs, and hash browns, even salmon patties. But don't expect waffles and pancakes.
It's basically a meat breakfast, not a sweet breakfast.
The champion NASCAR driver, crew chief, and team owners
they're making me hungry already just looking at it.
Pots and pans instead
this
of
is Southern cooking
riches.
right here, boys.
It's a spread that serves dozens, and Junior dishes it up every day.
We don't cook on Saturday and Sunday.
Okay, well, every weekday anyway. Nonetheless, it's a lot of food to fry up, so some of Junior's friends come to lend a hand. Jim Floyd's never here any later than 5:30.
My wife said, why do you get up that early in the morning to come up here? I said, because I like it. And I do. I enjoy it.
And so do a lot of other folks. There's a crowd of regulars. That
Hey,
never
it sounds
go
good
out
to
of
me.
It's grown into a pretty big thing. I mean, Junior used to do all the cooking, and now then there's 2 or 3 or 4 of us. Junior
Look at him
started
peeking
with
out there.
his farm hands to get them here and get them eating and get them starting.
I hope this is interesting to you guys. I mean, I tried to come up with something that would be
7 a.m.
interesting,
sharp.
so
That's when the green flag drops on the feast and the plates start passing, even a sweet one.
I feel like this is something that I should
As
do.
the silverware gets to work, so do decades of stories.
Honestly, just to pay respect to the guy. I mean, he was one of my first autographs I ever got. But I'll be quiet so y'all can hear
But at
this.
the table of a NASCAR legend, the conversation invariably revolves around racing much of the time, and Junior's early days running moonshine.
On the road and hauling it, I never did get caught.
It was the skills he learned running shine that helped launch Junior Johnson's racing career.
Junior Johnson roars down the pit road.
He won 182 races as a driver and car owner, and he had plenty of light-hearted moments along the way, and pranks on his crew members. In this case, a guy named Herb.
He's as greasy as he could be, you know. He never did wash his hands.
So Junior and a friend made some special sandwiches.
Henry got 2 cans of dog food. We mixed that come in there. He grabbed that thing and made him 2 big sandwiches of dog food. Oh, he loved it. And we went back to the corned beef and stuff. Next day, he come in there and he said, what'd you get this old stuff for? Yesterday I had a whole lot better sandwich.
He sat there and ate dog food.
Even in the midst of old stories, a few thoughts of the NASCAR of today are bound to come up.
Right now, I think the car is the biggest thing that I don't like. It's you know, everybody has the same kind of car, and it's a kind of cookie cake type deal. I'd like to see everybody do their own cars.
Junior's known most of the folks here for decades.
We ain't grown up together.
But you don't need to be a childhood friend or even a more recent acquaintance to get a seat at Junior Johnson's table.
And I've never seen him turn anybody away. Never.
On any given day, a group of first-timers could stream in the door. Word about Junior's breakfasts has spread across the country.
We've had people from all out California and Seattle, Washington.
You meet people from all over the United States.
Some of them fellow NASCAR drivers themselves.
You don't never know who will show up. I mean, you might have like Ryan Newman and Bobby Allison. They come in here a couple times.
But the majority of the newcomers are racing fans, relishing a chance to have breakfast with a NASCAR legend.
I've seen them come in 6, 8 people and unannounced. He makes everybody welcome. He doesn't bother him, come right on in.
But it can make life a little stressful for the cooks when big groups like that show up.
If you catch it before you put it on the table, you can always add to it while you're cooking. But if it hits the table and everything's done, and then they show up, that's what's rough.
But Junior and his friends have a strategy for those situations.
But a lot of times the people that normally eat, you know, like the regulars, they'll either go to the restaurant somewhere to make sure somebody that comes in here's never been here before eats.
Andy West is a regular at Junior's table now, but he was once a nervous newcomer himself.
I finally got up nerve to come up here and walked in the door, spoke to a couple sitting there, and Junior sitting on the end. He got up and he said, what do you want in your coffee? I knew right then I had it made.
Even after the table's cleared and the food's all put away, the good times don't end at Junior Johnson's place. There's still his shop, filled with plenty of Junior's equipment from his racing days and lots of stories.
They look at all this stuff on the walls, them hoods over there, and
the 11 jack right there, sitting right there. It takes a man to pick it up, but if you'll notice, he got it with 2 hands and slung it around, knocked the legs out from underneath that NASCAR official.
Right off his feet. You'll leave Junior Johnson's breakfast with a full stomach for sure, and possibly a fuller appreciation for one of North Carolina's best-known sports figures.
It's just the greatest thing ever happened to me. Thank you.
Junior's a full-fledged Hall of Famer now, inducted into NASCAR's Shrine in May. But through his decades of pole positions, cup championships, and other accolades, Junior Johnson has remained accessible.
I mean, you just don't realize how good a person he is until you're around him. You get around him so much, you get used to Junior, you know. You don't get used to the legend and all that, you know. You're used to Junior because he's just an average person.
An average person who's happy to have you over for breakfast at 7 a.m. Just call ahead if you can.
So like I said, guys, well, if we can get this crap off here. Then they're playing live. Here we go. All right. So, yeah, there we go. Lights on. Had a malfunction. How cool would that have been to say, hey, I ate breakfast with Junior Johnson? Me and Roger had talked about it one time. This has been years ago when, you know, before I even got married, we had talked about, you know, he had always wanted to go up there. Well, I was like, you can go. I mean, I don't, you know, care to go. But I know like 1 or 2 people that has went up there, and they, from what they said, they really enjoyed it. So I guess that's no more, obviously. But I like what Josh said. He said Junior used to do all the cooking, and then he switched to doing all the eating. I think you're right. When he had those guys come in and start cooking. But we've got some more cards. I figured I'd show a couple more here. Let's see what we got. If I can get this to do on. I got a couple more videos that I wanted to show, though. Hopefully this ain't too boring. Y'all said it ain't. There we go. All right. So let's get this put up here. And we'll switch it around. I don't know why my camera's acting stupid all of a sudden. Technology. Alright, so we've got some Pro Set cards starting it off on this one. This is I think a 91 Pro Set. And there was some of his career stats. I'm back, dropped another like. It was gone. I don't know. Yeah, it could have just been a mistake. That's some of his career highlights. And like I said, he had 50 wins, but never had a championship. I mean, that was just something else. There he is. That looks like an image that they used on another card that we looked at earlier. That was in the same exact set from 91. Then they had a Legends section. I thought this was cool how they used to do this. They done this in 91 and 92, I believe. Nice little image of him there. Legends card. Then we got a high gear, Wheels high gear. I think this was the inaugural year that they made Wheels high gear in 94. And there's that. As a driver, Junior visited Victory Lane 50 times. Of the 310 races he entered, he has been just as successful as a car owner, winning 6 Winston Cup championships. I mean, he had a lot of accomplishments. That the list is endless. Here's the 92 Legend card that I was talking about with Junior Johnson in it. He might have been in the Pro Set from 92. I don't know. I might have that card somewhere amongst all my stuff. And who knows, guys, amongst all the cards I got, I probably missed a few. I just wish that I could have got him through the mail at least once. I mean, meeting him, honestly, meeting him, I think the 3 times that I met him at that Shine Fest when we would go over here at Madison, that was just epic. And we'll get into to that coming up real soon, talking about that. Now this one that I just showed, I didn't even really talk about it much, was a collector's choice upper deck card. Speedway Challenge from 96. I was just trying to get through some of these. I don't want to bore y'all too much. Got an SP card here. Trying to let it focus. I think that says Teamwork on the bottom, Junior Johnson. And there is Brett Bodine's car, one of his drivers. Also, Elton Sawyer drove that car. I forgot clearly about that. Yes, he was a great signer. When he was able to sign, that is, signed a lot. And like I said, when he used to come to that Shine Fest, that was from like 2000 and I want to say like it was not long when they had the inaugural class for 2010 at the Hall of Fame in Charlotte, when they opened that up in 2010. I want to say he was doing that though like 2008, 9, 10, 11. And then after that, it kind of fell to funk. There was a whole lot of uproar about the Shine Fest being in town, and a bunch of older folks and stuff. And it just got, I think it basically got banned from happening. And they were calling it people just getting drunk and stuff. But there was a section for you to go and drink and stuff. But I mean, I never went to that area, but you could legally buy moonshine and stuff. This is from Max 94, but I think it was a good thing for our county, and it legit happened within 7 miles of where I live. The Shine Fest. They called it the Carolina Shine Fest or something like that. Donruss Legends, Junior Johnson. This is from 2018. This is one of his newer cards. I never realized that. 6/28/31. I realized it was 1931. My birthday's on 6/21. So he almost had the same birthday as mine, just not the same year. This is a VIP 94. This was the inaugural year for VIP Heroes of Racing. I really like the look of this card. It's just a really cool looking card, the way they got it laid out. And if y'all want to go back and read that Hall of Moonshine from the time he was a youngster, Junior Johnson learned how to drive and make a car go fast in the mountains of North Carolina. And y'all can keep reading. And yeah, right here it says he introduced R.J. Reynolds to Bill France in 71, starting the Winston Cup Series. So that's what I'm saying, guys. This guy was responsible for where NASCAR is today in so many ways. I literally forgot about that. But he brought Mr. R.J. Reynolds himself to Bill Senior, I think that's what it said. Yeah, Senior. And honestly, got him involved in, racing. And then we had the Winston Cup. And now, it's called the Cup Series this year coming up. The NASCAR Cup Series. It was Monster Energy, Sprint Cup, Nextel, and all that in between. But MJ23 Production says, I like NASCAR. And Chris says, dang right, get right, LOL. But yeah, he was a great signer. And down to the Moonshine Fest, and we'll get to that. They had that for 4 years, and every year I went to it. And they limited you on your autographs. But I was a youngster. Let's see. In 08, when I first started. That's when I got started, in 08. And honestly, Junior Johnson, besides my getting them out of packs, was my first in-person autograph. And I can admit that because I'm thinking back to this flag. The flag is where it honestly got started for me. Besides, wait a minute, no, this was like the second year I went. I know the exact item that I first got signed. And they're right here. Because I took these the first year. No, this the first year. That the second. And then that the third. And that the fourth. Yep, sure did. We have a Prism 2018 NASCAR break coming up. 2 hobby boxes of if interested. Yeah, I failed to mention that. And I feel so stupid for forgetting it. But the first year that I went to this, Like I said, it was in downtown Madison. And they limited you to like 2 items per person, which honestly I didn't know any better because I was just getting started. I think I was only like, 14 years old, something like that when I went. I got this Ford Motorsports Max 91 Junior Johnson. Let me flip this around so y'all can see it. Card signed by him. And he was very nice, as always, and signed it for me. And there it is, from 1991 Max. So there's that. And he also had a hero card that he gave out. Now I've got some extra ones of these somewhere. I don't know where they're at. Check this out. He had a nickname, The Last American Hero. You can't say that that is not a cool hero card right there. And this was, I think, in 2010 when I got this one. So it was a couple years after they started it. Because I think it started in 08, and then 2009, 10, and 11 was the last year that they did it. Or it might have been 3 years that they had it. But that is a really cool piece. There's all of his stats if you're interested in going back and pausing it, and all of his information. Yeah, it is awesome. And there's that. He had 50 wins, 46 poles, 313 starts. And there's all of his information. They called him the last American hero, Junior Johnson. And for those of you who don't know it, his son, Robert, we'll get to this and then we'll get back on the topic, also ran late models. This is Robert Johnson, his son. For those of you who didn't know, but his son did drive late models. And that was the 2010 schedule that he ran. And there's his information. And his sponsor. I don't think he was never as good as his dad, honestly. And I'm not downing the kid. But he honestly was nothing like his dad. That's for sure. But there's Robert Johnson. And I pulled this out of the so-called vault. Found it in my stuff. And figured I'd share it with you all as well. But there's that. And then we went the second year. And mind you, I didn't have all these autos on this flag. I've featured this flag several times on the channel. It was a background one week. And this was the 3rd autograph that I ever got on the flag. Let's see if I can get it. Here we go. Junior Johnson right there. He signed that. Chris says, I didn't know that. That's cool. Yep, Robert was his son, and he had a brief racing career. I don't know what Robert's doing now. There's Junior Johnson on the flag. So that is very, very special to me now. And really anything with the Junior Johnson stuff on it. I've always, thought a lot of it. Because, like I said, I mean, he honestly was the first auto that I can honestly say where I really got my big boost. And I'll tell you guys something else too. Y'all hear me talk about Roger and stuff. That's honestly where I met Roger at. He was at the Moonshine Fest. And got to talking to him there. And didn't really say much, a lot to him. But he was in line with me. And then we went up to Martinsville. I'm going to flip the cam just for a second. Then I'll flip it back around. Talked to him there. And then we went up to Martinsville. And I'd be doggone if he didn't show up there at Martinsville. And we kind of hit it off from there. And then we found out he knew a lot of my family members. And it was just really weird. But Roger went to that every year as well. I remember Roger, he got a big tire sign one year. I remember him toting it around. I told him, I said, yeah, that ought to be fun toting that thing around. He said, you don't want to do it. Well, let's just say this, guys, later on of my autographing time, I actually carried a tire around one time and got it signed. I don't think I have anymore. I think I honestly gave it away. It was just so annoying. I tell you what, actually, I think I've got it. It's out in the building. I think I still have that thing. Or I might have got rid of it. I can't remember. Cannot remember. I think it's out in the building, though. But we are going to show a couple more items of Junior really quick. Like I said, then another year I went, and this is where honestly my first Max 91 card got signed, was by Junior Johnson. And then later on I started collecting the set once I started TTMing like I do now. And but this was honestly the first card in the Max 91 set that I got signed. So it's been signed by Junior Johnson. So there's that. And then, like I said, this proves that I really wasn't, you know, MK says he likes that card. Well, I appreciate that. This proves that I was not really in head over heels like I am now over getting autographs. I didn't know what, you know, what stuff was, but I just know that I had a old classic Chevy Camaro, and I wanted to get it signed by Junior Johnson. So, you know, it's not what you say, I guess, NASCAR related, but nonetheless, I've got a old model car that this was honestly, I think, was my dad's car, and I got Junior Johnson to sign it. Y'all can kind of see it right there. This is one of my dad's model cars, and I took it out and got Junior to sign it. You can really tell that this is a older Junior Johnson autograph because of how clear it is. And, you know, when he got to the end of his signing career, so to speak, I guess, you know, and he started declining health, his signature faded out, and it just, you know, you couldn't really read it that great, and it was kind of shaky. You know, with time that happens, you know, as guys get older. I wish that door would stay shut. But that's a pretty cool little model, and like I said, I got it signed. It's a 67 Chevrolet Camaro. So make fun of me, laugh at me, whatever. I didn't really know any better. I was just getting started, so I got him to sign that, and I was tickled to death when I got that thing signed. So that was honestly the autos that I have of him, and I got it at the like I said, that Moonshine Fest, and those were the days when he was coming to that, and he was really nice. He honestly reminds me a lot of, like I said, Richard Petty. I don't know if I mentioned that, but he would sign for anybody that would come up as long as you were nice and respectful. And I'll give the guy props for doing that and being nice enough to actually sign like that. You know, and really a lot of those older guys, they're known for doing that. I mean, you look at Ned Jarrett, he does the same thing. Glenn Wood, Leonard Wood, all those old guys, Jerry Cook, and the list goes on and on for these guys that, you know, really paved the way for the guys today. And honestly, if those guys, first year for Camaro, yep, sure is. I didn't even really think about that. But that was my dad's model car, and I took it to get signed, so I thought that was cool. But we're going to move on into it, and we're going to talk about, you know, him being in Cars 3. I don't know if you guys know it, but if you got children, or if you even if you don't, and you're a big Cars fan, I'll admit, I like Disney cars. I mean, hey, they're on my wall over here, for Christ's sake. I got all the guys from Cars 3 that drove in the movie, and had something tied in with NASCAR. I actually got their autograph on the stuff, so I want to show you guys something, and a little clip of Junior, and I think it's kind of comical, honestly, that he did. They brought him in for a recording, and they kind of filmed a little bit of this. I'm going to get it going in just a second. Let me get this rewound a little bit here. We'll get it going. But he was in Cars 3, and he was Junior Moon. And here is his little clip that they filmed at the Pixar studio, I guess in California, and some of his lines reciting. I thought this was pretty interesting. If I can get this thing flipped around here. Here we go.
They are here to steal our secrets.
I mean, he's legit funny.
That was my move. That was my move.
You could tell he didn't know honestly what he was
Come
doing.
on. You tell that story every night.
It's pretty funny.
Yep, that'll do. Yep.
I guess they had to do it twice on some of that
You
stuff.
just get angry, yell at me.
What are you doing here?
Lean in to the mic.
It's pretty neat the way they would go about this.
And sing, not for long.
Not for long.
Yeah, like that.
Not for long. Did we mention slow?
Yeah, that's it.
Well done.
That's great. It's great. I like that one.
Wow, what a...
And then you move on into some of the other guys in the movie. But, you know, he was in Cars 3. And, you know, when I found that out, I was really, you know, excited. I was like, hey, I hope they make the car. And I want to get those die-cast. And I can actually say that I got every die-cast release of his. And I'm about to show those in just a second. But Cars 3, he was in it. And we've got our little slipcover thing over here. And I think he's shown in this book. My son got the one from Target when it was released. And it's like a little book included with it. I thought it was really neat. Let's see if I can't find a picture of Junior in here. I'm sure they would show him. At least I would think. Let's see if we can find it. I think he's in here. Yeah, there he is. There's a little picture of him. Y'all can see him done up right here. This was when McQueen Gotta Go, Great Stream, Much Love. Appreciate it, Chris. There he is, and there's Smokey and River Scott and Luis Nash. You guys can laugh at me all you want, but I know a lot about the Disney Cars franchise, and I'm really into collecting the cars with my son. And it's something that I guess me and him can relate to. And yeah, we'll see you later, Chris. Appreciate it. But there he is in that book. And honestly, for a lot of you who didn't know, they also made a Cars 3 PlayStation 4 game. And me and my son have played this a lot. And well, I play it for him. But we beat this. And I'm not laughing. I like the Cars franchise too. Yeah, it is a cool little franchise. I mean, I was around when the first movie came out. And I remember collecting the die-cast cars. And it's just kind of stuck with me. And I passed on some of mine to my son. I'm not making fun of you either. Cars is cool. But yeah, he was in this movie. And I mean game. And you could play as a character. And so there's that. And we've got some more some more cards that I want to show. And I think these are the last few cards that I've got. Honestly. We'll flip this around so y'all can see. Look at there. Look. There's Purple. He's down there. Then we'll get to this in just a second. I seen Purple for a second. Anyways, we've got these. Now, I thought this one was pretty neat. These are the same cards, except for one is a Holly Farms card, and then you got your standard Max 1990. And then there's this one. Holly Farms, though. That's pretty cool. Alright, then we've got a Max 93. I got stuff from Cars and other Disney movies. That's awesome. We do too. 93 Max. And honestly, those Disney cars are kind of valuable. Some of them are. I thought I seen something there. No, I was just talking about something. But he has quite a few nice looking cards. Now this was from Certified 18 Immortals. That one looks really cool. I love the shine on that one. We'll just get a lot of views since we showed your face. That's what will happen. Here's a Max 93 red border. I could not find my black border one. I know I've got it somewhere because I've got that complete set. But this one is really cool as well. Wished I could have got this card signed, but for what it is, we'll take it like that. This one's really cool. This is from Victory Lane 2018. I like this one even better. The Immortals card. Yeah, it really did look amazing. I like this. NASCAR at 70. It says celebrating 70 years of NASCAR 1948 to 2018. Check that out. Really, that's like the same image. This is one thing I didn't like about Panini and the way they do stuff. They won't like dig out other images of these guys. This is honestly the same exact image, just shaded a little different. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's the same exact image. There's that one, and there's the back. So that one's really cool. We've got two versions of this one. One is a factory set, and then you got your pack. You can always tell the pack and the factory, and when I got this out of my factory box, it was bent, so I just have to accept it and go on. But the pack cards would be non-glossy. You kind of see it's matte. Says, haha, I doubt it. He might have a lag there. I think he's talking about what I said earlier. But you can see the glossiness. God, I hate that ding. It irritates me. But the glossy set was the factory sealed set, and then this one was from the packs. This is Trax 91, the same year that the Gordon rookie came out. His actual NASCAR one. I have to get into collecting cards again. I have a pretty big coin collection. That's pretty cool. Maybe you could share that sometime and we'll all go check out that video. Here's a Max 93 Chromium set card. Now, I was working on this set, but I never got Junior on it. Still am working on it. It's a 212 card set. It's actually the same set as the Max 93, just a chrome version. Y'all can kind of see. They changed the image a little bit, but there's that one. And then now I have this same exact card, another version of it, signed by Bill Elliott. Yeah, I always like the Chromium set too. I think for its time and you know, for the mid-90s and early 90s, this was really a cool set to have. I mean, you know, you would be something if you walked around with this set, so to speak. But there's Junior and his driver, Bill Elliott. Like I said, Bill Elliott, when they were together, they were tough stuff to handle. And it's kind of hard to not be able to beat them. And we talked about Disney cars. I said that I had the cars from the, you know, his releases. I'll show those right here real quick. Let me get these. Alright, let's do this so y'all can see them. His first release, I missed the general one without the collector poster, so honestly I'm missing only that one. And then they had one that had the Thomasville Speedway in the background, but for nonetheless, I mean, I was able to grab this one. I remember I found this at my local Walmart, and I was really happy to find it, because this car was very rare to find. And y'all can see it's got like the dust on it from the back roads and the old wear and tear on the you know, the car itself. But it's got a collector's poster. And I honestly will admit to you guys, I had this thing listed on eBay, and Junior passed, and I was like, why did I even list that? That's just a very stupid move on my behalf. So I took it down, and I'm gonna hang on to this car. I think I should not do that. But there was another one that was really hard, River Scott. But we won't get into that. That's off topic. But we've got that one. And then later on, in the newer stuff that they've came out with, they released him as a Hot Rod Junior Moon. And there it is. Still in the packaging. We haven't busted it either. This one was a little bit fairly easier to find than this car. I mean, it's run its course now, so your chances of going into a Target or Walmart and finding this car is not going to happen. So, but when they were coming out, they were fairly easy to find. I've seen several of them. But I thought this was pretty neat. They had Smokey, right here they are. Smokey and Ramon and Louise Nash. I think they included her. I don't remember Louise Nash. I don't know if that's a sign that they might make Louise. And I don't even remember this car, because I would have got it too. So maybe Louise and River will get a later release in the hot rod set, but I know Smokey and Junior Moon got a release into that. Now, the newest release that he has out, this is kind of a fairly rare pack to find. And I remember finding it. I was super, super happy. And I haven't even showed this on the channel. But we've got the Heyday Junior Moon and L Turnpike 2-pack. Now, this is movie accurate, honestly. The first time that they had made these cars, they forgot to put the 11 and stuff. But that was back in his heyday time when he was running races. He would be the 11 car. And that is a sick looking car. I really like that car. And then there's L Turnpike. Some of his information there. Tune-up, brakes, belts, lube, and oil. St. Joseph, Tennessee. So, really cool. And I don't know what his license plate reads. Let's see if we can see it. It says Moonshine on it. Imagine that. Moonshine. So there's his Disney car releases that they have released so far in the franchise. When they make more, I'll be grabbing them. I mean, I always like these guys that you can actually tie into NASCAR. That's the ones that I really like to collect. And y'all can see over here on my wall, I've got Chase Race Lot, which is Chase Elliott and Ryan Inside Blaney, which is Ryan Blaney, Daniel Suarez, or Danny Suarez, that is in the movie. Bubba Wheelhouse, which is Bubba Wallace in real life. All those guys, like I said, I collect them. And I like it because they have the tie to NASCAR. That's one reason why I like Cars movies so much, and the franchise itself. And honestly, these are a good investment. I mean, these cars down the road, maybe 20 years from now, might be worth a lot. I know the original Disney Cars packs are kind of valuable and very, very rare to come by. So, I don't know, if you got kids or, you know, you just want to start collecting them yourself, by all means, do it. I mean, I don't see where there's anything wrong with it. But we are going to move on and try to finish out our Junior Johnson tribute here in just a second, then move on to our blasters and our wrestling box. And this has really been a fun hour of doing this. Toys can be worth a lot. Yeah, they can. They really can. But we're going to flip it around, and I'm going to get this last portion done up for you guys. I mentioned that he runs a business, a moonshine business. I mean, it's legal. It used to be illegal, but now the one that I'm talking about with the Shine Fest is actually legal. And they are run right here in our county to this day. And you can honestly go there. I'm going to pause this, get it restarted. But you can honestly go there and order moonshine legally, not illegally. And they call it Piedmont Distillery, and it's honestly 10 miles from me. And it's probably made in my county, so got to brag on them for sure. So here's this, and then we'll finish up with Junior Johnson, and we'll get this thing going here. 1 second.
Say you're at a little get-together or something, and somebody comes up, and they get to talking to you, and they say, what do you do for a living? And it's, when you look at them, you say, well, I make moonshine. And they look at you like, yeah, right.
Since 2005, Piedmont Distillers has been making moonshine, blending old-time recipes with modern machinery. The Madison-based company is one of 4 legal distilleries operating in North Carolina. Making moonshine was never legal, but selling the untaxed and unregulated spirit was. In the mid-20th century, Western North Carolina was considered the moonshine capital of the world. Family recipes were as well guarded as the location of the stills. Today, there is plenty of homebrew available on the black market, but there is also a legal, and some say purer, option.
There's a whole lot of cornmeal's in the bottom, but when you first make it and you put your sucrose in, it tastes like grits Mama fed you at the house.
Joe remembers the first time he tasted moonshine in the mid-90s.
And I was a little hesitant at first, but I took a sip of it, and I was...
You can see some of Junior's moonshine back over there.
The quality of the spirits and the flavor was so incredible.
A casual fan at first, Joe quickly became a student of the spirit, consuming all the moonshine folklore, recipes, and books he could find.
This is where we do the final distillation.
Sensing a market opportunity, he decided to open his own legal distillery.
I had found the only
and that is actually 10 miles from me.
distillery in North North Carolina, right here in Madison, and it was sitting here completely dormant, and it was literally 30 miles from my home.
Piedmont Distillers launched in 2005, offering its first product, Cat Daddy Carolina Moonshine.
As the saying goes, only the best moonshine deserved to be called the Cat Daddy.
This whole deal on the left here is kind of way Junior's daddy and my dad and Grandpa used to make it.
Junior Johnson roars down the pit road at 90 miles an hour, his crew frantically slowing him down.
Yes, that Junior, who also had a reputation as one of the best bootleggers in the state.
When I started the distillery, I had reached out through my contacts and said, Junior, would you like to get involved with Piedmont? And he's like, I don't know about all that.
A year or so later, Joe received word that Junior wanted to check out the operation.
I got a phone call one evening that said, Junior wants to bring one of his boys from Wilkesboro up to the distillery. They want to see what it's like, how much is involved to go legit. So I said, sure.
Do that right there. You get to taste it.
Impressed with what he saw, Junior jotted down his secret family recipe.
He says, here, have at it. He goes, and let's see what you can do. So I made up multiple batches of the product. I went up to his garage, his shop, and all of him and his boys were up there having breakfast. They took those jars of original spirit and passed it around, and I think what sealed the deal that day was one of his friends said, Junior, we've been trying to make this liquor for 50 years.
In 2007, Junior partnered with Piedmont Distillers, and the company launched Junior Johnson's Midnight Moon.
When Junior gets involved in a project.
So anybody out there that has had this to drink, I mean, this is where it legit comes from. My county, guys.
Purer and higher proof than they were able to make it down by the creek. The process is very similar.
Being in that environment and work with the people that did the moonshine like it's supposed to be, you're very proud of it. You don't have one batch good and one batch bad or something of that nature. They duplicate it exactly like it's supposed to be over time.
With his family name on the label, Junior wanted to make sure the moonshine was made in a way that would make his daddy proud.
Joe got with Junior, then they brought me on to bring in some of the old-timey ways they used to make liquor.
Brian's family has been making moonshine for 7 generations. Some of the machines they use today are decidedly high-tech, but the process itself has not varied much over the years. And it all starts with the mash. The cornmeal, yeast, water, and special ingredients will ferment in these white oak barrels for the next 3 or 4 days. After that, it's time for the still.
That's where the column still comes in. It brings it up to 190, smooths it out, and makes a real clean product.
Midnight Moon is the basis for all of Piedmont spirits. The Cat Daddy also contains a few ingredients that this reporter was unable to identify. What are the secret ingredients in the Cat Daddy?
I don't know. Did you make it? I can't tell you. That's a good question. There's 2 flavors to make one. That's all I can say.
Piedmont Distillers recently introduced 3 fruit-infused spirits: strawberry, cherry, and apple pie. Each mason jar is hand-packed with fresh fruit.
The fruit naturally infuses the spirits with flavor and color, and some of the impurities and stuff naturally find their way into the fruits themselves, so it acts as a flavoring and a purifying kind of process. Fruit is absolutely fine to eat because alcohol, there is no better preservative than spirits, but I would tell you respect the fruits because it does absorb some alcohol.
Moonshine has always been a family-driven craft business, handed down from generation to generation. And that's exactly the way Joe and Junior want to keep it.
And Junior likes to come in here and check the mash every once in a while, make sure we're keeping it in the road up here in Madison,
I might say a dream come true that this still was in North Carolina and the people have had the ability to obtain it and go forward with what we're doing now. I would kindly been reluctant to do it if it hadn't been in North Carolina.
So how about that, guys? We don't want to hear all that mess. That's for sure. All that stupidness. But, we got to keep this family oriented. I mean, it's moonshine, but you get what I'm saying. I don't drink it. You know, if you guys do, that's one thing. But if you ever do and you see that, you can say, hey, you know, this is made in Danny's country, whatever you want to say, county. But that's like a legit rundown on Junior Johnson. We got a couple more cards here and then we'll finish it up. I found this one and I didn't even realize it was Junior Johnson, but it is. Let me flip this thing around and y'all might can see this. Check it out right there. It says Junior Johnson, Hickory Speedway. That is a older car. That's him. This car raced in Darlington and won the race 53 modified. And then we got a couple of these. Here's some images. There is Junior right there. I'll kind of rush through these a little bit. There he is right there. There's Junior. That's him right there. There he is talking to the reporters. And there's Junior right there. Junior Johnson in a 27 and a 61 Pontiac. There he is. There he is with a dirt face. So that's a legend set. Masters of Racing 1991. Now this is one of my my better cards that I've got of Junior. It's actually numbered. And honestly, guys, I almost put this up on the auction. My first or the second time we had the auction, I almost put this card up, and now I'm glad I didn't, because it would have been ridiculously stupid for me to. But a 2 of 99 Visions of Greatness, Junior Johnson. Check that out. It's clear vision. Y'all can see it. That is a really cool card. 2 of 99 from Torque. 2017. Super happy to have that one, and it's going to be locked into the collection forever. For sure. Can't believe it. I'm sitting here saying that I almost legit got rid of the thing in the auction. Y'all should smack my jaws or whatever for almost doing that. But that is all I have for Junior Johnson tonight. We're going to move on. Hope you really, you know, you guys that rewatch this or the guys that watch this to its entirety, hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Honestly, I really do hope you guys enjoyed it. Y'all let me know if y'all did or didn't. If you don't, whatever. We've got one person going around thumbs down in every video we put up, so thumbs up to you for doing that. And a lot of it's got my kid. We went there before, but hey, keep what you're doing if you want to keep doing it. I thought it was awesome too. I put this together. I've been working on it a couple days now, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And you know, I tried to make things interesting and kind of space it out, and I think it was a good hour tribute. I think we done well with it, and hope you guys enjoyed it. Alright, let's move on into some more of these 2018 certifieds. We'd already pre-opened these, me and my mom did, and we looked at, I think, 6 last week. We're going to look at 3 this week due to our time and stuff, and we're going to show you guys what we pulled from these packs. Alright, so from the first one here, we got an Immortals Tony Stewart. Y'all let me know if these cards are not looking great and too hot the way I'm throwing them up, because I don't want it to look bad. If I have to flip the cam around, I'll flip it around. Then we got a Garrett Smithley, a Kyle Busch. Had to do that for Cleveland. We know he's a big Kyle Busch fan. Then we got a John Hunter Nemechek. I think we're getting too much glare back on the cam. Let's just go ahead and flip this thing around here, because I don't really like. Josh, you're throwing emojis and I can't see them, man. I'm sorry. We'll throw this up here so kind of give us somewhat of a background. Kind of throw off some of that lighting. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I see you retracted it. Appreciate you retracting that. It was meant for KB. Immortals, Derek Cope. That's a pretty cool one. So that was our first pack. Our second pack, starting it off with some Kevin Harvick action. Check that out. Kevin Harvick. All right. Then we've got Clint Boyer. How y'all can see the Panthers emblem there. How about that? Ron Rivera went to the Panthers as a view. I don't know. Trolls think people care about this. Yeah, I don't really. JJ Yelly. Now, I'm going to be sending this to get it signed for sure. JJ will sign through the mail. But Ron Rivera got sent to the Redskins now. Chris Buescher, super happy about that one because he's going to Roush, and maybe I can get that signed. Clint Boyer is not going to sign for you through the mail. He signs every now and then, but I would not send anything through the mail to get it signed. Also, with him, you usually have to go to meet and greets if you want to get him. He will sign at Bristol. He will not sign at Martinsville. I think I've only got Clint once or twice at Martinsville, and it's very quick and go. I mean, he's a nice guy. He likes to laugh and pick and carry on and whatnot, so forth. I seen him at Bass Pro. Joshua would have seen him too if he wouldn't have left, but he had a 8-hour drive ahead of him to get back home. But we seen him there last year at Bristol, and he, like I said, he was all fun and games. But overall, I mean, he's okay. I mean, he's not one of the best, but he's okay. We got Cole Custard in the last pack. This has got our relic in it. Clint's alright. Whether they like someone's video or not, it still counts as a view and adds to their watch time. That's true. Here's Cole Rouse. Now, you guys know last week I got Cole Rouse's autograph out of that one pack that we got. And it was number 25. That was epic. Here's Kyle Larson. Kyle. All right, Joey Logano, car image. There we go. And then our hit. This was really, really good. Let's see if I can flip this around. All right, y'all tell me who it is. Does anybody know? Does anybody know? Boyer, I can't spell for the life of me. That's all right. Purple, it's okay. I am super happy to see you here in the chat tonight, Purple. Truex. He says Truex. Anybody else got any guesses? Joey Logano. Well, I mean, that's Joey right behind me, yeah. But I'm talking about the card behind this one. Josh is saying Truex. I think we're just going to go ahead and reveal it. And Joshua is really wrong. Materials. We got an Xfinity symbol. Does that help you out any now, Josh? As to who it is. Check it out. Tyler Reddick. Materials card. You wait till you see this. Boom. Red parallel. Number to 199. 69 to 199. That is a beautiful looking card. This year's Xfinity Series champion, Tyler Reddick, with a fire suit. I need to get this thing sleeved up. It is a cool card. Very, very cool. I remember seeing Tyler run at Millbridge, at that dirt track that they run those mini outlaws on. And never would have thought that he would be an Xfinity Series champion as he has become now. And moving up to Cup Series this year. Pretty exciting. Every time I see him, I'll mention the that crazy race. And he's like, yeah, I can't believe that happened. I'm glad they put a fence up there. And sure enough, if they wouldn't have, he would have been in trouble. He was lucky, honestly, that night because he went flying over the fence. And we've got another box here, so we're going to go ahead and get into these. Like I said, these were pre-opened. I just kind of kept them packaged up. Carter's Kid says, GT22, hit me up at an email on my About page, and I'll send you the McGriffs I've been placing aside for you. Carters, you hadn't ran into any racing cards, have you, lately? I know you said you'd keep me in mind if you ever did. I figured you would let me know if you had. All right, we've got Ryan Reed starting out here. Then we've got a Johnny Sauter. Like I said, Johnny, to me, is an awesome card to get because I know I can get him at the Truck Series stuff. I'm just bummed out this year. I mean, yeah, they're bringing the modifieds to Martinsville in the springtime, but Truck Series is no more, only in the fall. But here's our orange for the box. 120 out of 249. Nothing yet, but you are the first stop for them. Appreciate it. 2018 certified orange for Joey Logano. That is a nice card, honestly, with all that. So there's our orange. I don't even think we got an orange in this box. Now, you know what? We didn't. Look at this. We got gypped on an orange. But I guess they made up for it for that. So these boxes were weird anyways. Like I said, we went hitless out of one box. Oh, I was ticked when I found that out. But here's a Martin Truex Jr. car image. And a Spencer Davis. The Truck Series. Alright, second pack. Got another orange out of here. I forgot what was in these. Immortals, Carl Edwards, Ryan Truex for the Xfinity Series, Wendell Chavez, 36 of 249. It's weird. Like, you'll get two oranges, then you'll get one orange. It's just all chaos. I don't know what they were doing when they packaged these. Eric Jones, that one's a nice one. He could have smiled at least. Look at that face. Whatever. Brandon Poole. And then we got one more pack, and this is going to have our hit in it. Guys, while we're on this, 2018 Prism. If you're interested in a spot, we are selling them as numbered spots. Get with me or Cleveland Card Connection, and we'll get you a spot. They're $20 a spot. That includes shipping. But Eric Jones will sign for you. That is one thing for sure. Josh can tell you that. He's gotten him in person. But we're doing 2018 Prism. That has a Hailie Deegan rookie in the base set. Chance at Hailie Deegan autographs. All kinds of good stuff coming out of that set. So if you're interested, let me or Josh know. The way we're doing it is, like for instance, if this was the cards, we would flip it over, and whoever has the spot number 2 would get that card. And then, like for instance, this one, whoever had spot 8 would get that card, and then so forth. You know, like this one, that would go to spot 2. This would go to the 10 spot because it ends in a 0. If y'all get the vibe on that, y'all can just kind of understand it. It's self-explanatory. And then that one would go to the 7 spot. And I'll get to it, like for instance, on the Tyler Reddick. It's numbered 69 of 199. The way it would work is whoever had spot 9 would win the Reddick. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's how it works. Is that how it works on the relics, Josh? Correct me if I'm wrong on that, because I'd hate to be wrong. Because the relics are a big deal. Alright, and for instance, you know, if you go to these oranges. Now, this is just an example. This is not the legit deal. But we had those oranges. They were numbered. I'm just giving out an example, honestly. This isn't the set that we're looking at. This one would go to spot 6. And then this one would have went to spot 0. So I think I'm going to be breaking these whenever we do this. So if you're interested, let us know. Now, back to the cards. We got an Immortals, Derek Cope, a Julia Landauer. Do not know where she is at anymore. Jeffrey Earnhardt. And then our relic for this one Non-number relics or autos will be different, but we're figuring that out. Yep, we're trying to figure that out. Who knows who this one is? Who can guess who that one is? Bowman. Yeah, you got it. That's easy. Swatches, 2018 certified for Alex Bowman. This one really wasn't bad either. Check it out. It's numbered to $4.99, $4.39 of $4.99 for Alex Bowman. Swatches. That is pretty nice. I mean, these are worth $5. That's what was given. These were given to me by my mom for Christmas, but we went halves on a box. Real quick on the Haley, if y'all want a quick look at it. This is the standard Prism 2018 base card that you could have a chance at getting. Rookie card. I'm a big Haley Deegan fan, and it's card number 30. So what we'll do is randomize off the numbers. You don't get to choose which number you get, because obviously everybody in their right mind will be wanting 0 so they can get Haley Deegan. But I will say this, guys. If we hit a Hannah Newhouse and it's gold, or if it's a rainbow, or a white, or a black parallel, me and that individual need to be talking, because I'm trying to create the rainbow of hers, and those are the ones that I'm needing. So maybe we can work out something if those hit, because I'll be opening this break. So I will go haywire. I have to charge my phone. Bye. We'll see you later, MK. Appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, I will go haywire if we hit those cards. I will take 2 spots. Okay, that's $40, Purple. If you want to, you can go ahead and PayPal me the money. You've got my PayPal, and we'll get you down for your spots, and then we'll obviously randomize it. There's 10 spots available in this, because obviously 1 through 10. So now with Purple committing to 2, we have 8 spots available. And if you guys are interested, let us know. Me or Josh won. Alright, we got one more box, and then this was our last one for this week, and we'll do those other 3 next week. There's our hit pack. We don't want to do it first. We really appreciate the continued support, too, from you, Purple. I mean, you go above and beyond to help me and Josh out. You've helped me out in so many ways. It's crazy, man. I don't know how I can ever repay you on this stuff. But on this first pack, we got a Cole Witt, a Ryan Reed. I was noticing we were getting a lot of doubles, too. But some of these guys, I don't mind getting doubles of. Cole Custer. There's Cole Rouse again. And then a Brad Keselowski. Miller Lite. Alright. Let's see. I mean, honestly, Purple, back to you, man. You gave me my only Tony Stewart autograph that I have. The only one I have. Now, I got gypped on a card in this one, because you see I got 4 cards. It was just weird opening up these boxes. I don't understand why they were doing it, but it's like you get gypped every now and then. There's a Brandon Jones. Here's a Justin Haley, orange. 14 of 249. So, like, for instance, no, Gray is not getting a bath. Kevin Harvick and J.J. Yaley. All right, and here's our hit pack. Here is our hit pack on this one. Now, this one's a good one. I think Purple's going to like this. We got Jeffrey Earnhardt starting it out. Kyle Busch. There he is again. He had to make a stop. Johnny Sauter. And a Carl Edwards Immortal. And we'll use... Whoops. Sorry about hitting that. Yeah, Tony Stewart. He just... I don't understand him. He will not sign. Alright, y'all tell me who this is. There you go. Mama just told him, we'll wait on your bath, but you got to get it in the morning. Cleveland's right on the Bubba. You're going to love this. Purple. You will love this card. Check it out. We got 43 Bubba Wallace 2018 certified. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Check it out. Quad 270 out of 499. We got quad here. Tire piece. 2 pieces of fire suit and a sheet metal for Bubba Wallace. I know Purple likes that a lot. He's a big Bubba Wallace fan. Yeah, it is a nice card. It's numbered to $4.99 though. I feel like they should have, done it down a little more, but I know they make parallels of it, the reds and the greens and whatever. But that is a nice one. So that's our 3 boxes for this week on that. While I've got a second, we'll mention NASCAR Heat 4. Guys, I want y'all to show up Monday for NASCAR Heat 4 at 6 p.m. if you can. Stop by and see us. And we'll be racing the Dirt Series. We've got one more thing that I wanted to do. We done this off cam. Now, me and Grayson are going to open one of these up on cam live in the next coming weeks. Me and him done this the other night. We opened up another one of these mystery wrestling boxes. And we didn't get a hit. But I'll share with you these cards that we got. And then we're gonna be heading off. I ain't going to take forever on this, because this would take forever, honestly, just sitting here going through these cards and talking about each one. So we're gonna look at these and kind of breeze through them, and we're gonna head off. I think Grayson's getting in trouble. We got Emma starting off. Our guy Braun Strowman, I love that card. Kevin Owens, Sasha Banks, Harley Race, bronze. I love this card. Harley recently passed away last year. The Last Ride finisher card for Undertaker. Jackhammer finisher card for Goldberg. I thought that was ironic how those two fought last year. Nikki Bella. Dana Brooks, which is up from around your area, Josh. Cleveland, Ohio. Dana Brooks. I'd love to get her auto. For sure. R-Truth. He's from Raleigh, North Carolina. Now they're saying he's from Charlotte, but originally was from there. There's Gray's woman, Becky Lynch. Then he likes Shinsuke, and I thought this was really cool too. A rookie card, the bronze parallel version. The Rock Bottom finisher. Fisherman's Neckbreaker, Nikki Cross finisher card. Then we got D-Generation X, WrestleMania. Alejandra Blaze, Hall of Fame card. Primetime Players. There's another Braun Strowman. Makes his debut. He debuted on August 24, 2015. Samoa Joe, NXT card. I met Nikki Bella at Philly Comic-Con. Oh, wow. That's awesome. The Rock Tribute card. Randy Orton, WrestleMania. Another Emma. Dean Malenko, I always liked him. Jim the Anvil Neidhart. The Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. The King, Harley Race. That was a really nice one as well. 2 Harley Races out of 1 box. I think we got another one, though, before it was over with. The Undertaker. There's the late, great Eddie Guerrero. Viva la raza, as he says. Aiden English rookie card. Eric Rowan. And I thought this was crazy, how they come back to back. Luke Harper right behind him, which has been released from WWE now. Shane McMahon. Figure he'll be coming back soon because it's almost WrestleMania time. He always has to show out. Big John Studd. There's a real classic. High Chief Peter Maivia. I thought it was. The Rock's grandfather. So that's classic. Nikolai Volkov. Tom. Pritchard, F5. There's Brock Lesnar. I wish he would just go away and stay away. Neville and Tyler Breeze, the Rock Tribute. Dolph Ziggler, Peyton Royce, and I love that one, Asuka. Alright, a couple more coming up here. Let me get these to the side. Like I said, you get a lot of cards for only $10, and every now and then you'll get a hit. There's Goldust, Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch. These are heritage cards. Apollo Crews rookie card, Samoa Joe and NXT. That one's awesome. Eddie Guerrero again, Macho Man, Shawn Michaels, X-Pac, Bam Bam Bigelow. We was getting a lot of deceased people. Kurt Hennings, Mr. Perfect there. NWO All-Star. There's a Brock Lesnar defeats Triple H. Record Breaker, Edge, Turn Back the Clock, Bret Hart, Turn Back the Clock, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Really getting a lot of good cards. There's Carmella, rookie. I love that one. Paul Heyman, Kofi Kingston, Enzo Amore, Big Cass. Look at AJ Styles with a short cut there. Austin Aries, John Cena. Check out the power strength there. Luke Harper, bronze. There's Edge and Christian on the 316 podcast show. Daniel Bryant tribute card. Another Daniel Bryant on Total Divas. Carl Anderson. There's Alexa Bliss. That's a nice rookie. Really nice. Jason Aries, ref card. Renee Young, which is Dean Ambrose, John Moxley's wife. She's still with the business, and I'm shocked that she hasn't left them yet, but I've heard tales that she's going to be leaving soon. There's another ref card. I don't know how to say his last name. First name Drake. One Larkin. There we go. First NXT card. Ty Dillinger. Judy Martin Legends card. And Mario Ronaldo. He is an announcer. And our last little stack, we've got Angelo Dawkins, Sawyer Fulton, Macho Man Randy Savage, Akira Tozawa rookie, Cesaro, Andrade, that's a nice one, Wesley Blake, Jake the Snake Roberts, and as my son would say, I can't like him. Bret the Hitman Hart, James Ellsworth, the worst WWE wrestler in history in my opinion. I really like this one though, NXT Buddy Murphy, and now look at him over on the main roster on Raw. There's Nikki Bella. Another Dana Brooks, Emma Bronze, Daniel Bryant tribute, the Arabian Night finisher, Calf Crusher finisher for AJ, RKO finisher for Randy Orton, which just faked being hurt, now he's on his way back. Brock Lesnar F5, Thunder Valley, People's Elbow, The Rock, that's classic. Here we go. Some legend action. Rob Van Dam, I used to love him. Sid Vicious, Jimmy Uso, excuse me guys, Chad Gable, Gold Cup, Sami Zayn, manager Lana, which just had her wedding ruined this past Monday on Raw. Loved it. Loved it. Liv Morgan made her return too. That was pretty cool. Carl Anderson, another Daniel Bryant tribute, a parallel version for Bret Hart with the wood grain there. Bray Wyatt defeats Kane in a Ring of Fire match. There's a John Cena, a Kane. Daniel Bryant defeats John Cena for the championship. Seth Rollins defeats John Cena for the United States Championship. And WWE Champion John Cena defeats Chris Jericho. SummerSlam. Then another slam moment. Shawn Michaels defeats Triple H in an unsanctioned street fight. So that's what we got out of that box. It was worth $10, I think. And like I said, we'll be opening up one of these really soon on the channel live again. We've got 2 more of them. So we'll be doing that real soon. But tonight has really, really been fun. We are honestly going to be heading off here, though, here in a few minutes. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being so respectful to Junior Johnson and to my channel in general. Just hanging out. And actually, I guess what you could say, enduring those videos with me. And just hanging out, honestly. It means a lot. And we appreciate the continued support in 2020. real quick special announcement, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. We will be having a special 1-year anniversary live stream here on the channel. That is January the 11th. It doesn't feel like we've been on here for a year, but we've come a long ways. We've got something special planned for that. Me and my son will be on, and we're going to look at our first video that we ever posted here on YouTube a year ago. That should be funny, looking at where we, just didn't know what we were doing. We were just trying to make a video and seeing what would happen, and then look where we're at now. We're making live streams every week and just hanging out with you guys. So we'll do that. And this Saturday is Miss Danny and Gray's birthday, so we'll be celebrating that this coming Saturday. And Monday, don't forget, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be on NASCAR Heat 4 with a return for our Dirt Series. And then, like I said, we got that special announcement coming up about the 2020 season. And we'll talk more about that really soon. So that's what's coming. We got a Disney car review coming out tomorrow. Look for that video. Like I said, we post daily. So look for our videos. And if you rewatch this, appreciate you rewatching it. For everybody who stuck around the entire time or just dropped in, said hi, we appreciate you guys too. For those of you who are going to do this, we do this too. So I'm sure we're going to have one. So I don't care. But appreciate Josh stopping by, Cleveland Car Connection, Purple GT22, Chris Cook, MK, Carter's kid stopped in. We had a bunch of people coming in there at the beginning. I can't even look at it all. Chris Card stopped by, Harry the Hammer stopped by, Moonshine, Jared stopped by. Let's see. The list goes on and on. Everybody you know who stopped by, we appreciate it. This has been Danny and Gray's Cards and Toys, and we'll be back live this Monday at 6 p.m. Worley Lawn Services is stopping in. You're just stopping in as we're getting off, man. Maybe you can rewatch some of this. We had a nice Junior Johnson tribute show tonight. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. Maybe you can go back and rewatch it, buddy. I appreciate it. We'll see you guys really soon, though. This has been Danny and Gray's Cards and Toys with another live stream, and we'll see you guys real soon. Preferably Monday, live again at 6 p.m. Until then, be safe, and we'll see you guys really soon. Take care, and God bless.